This is the panel. The Taxpayers Union today launched its 2024 rates dashboard, allowing ratepayers to track how much their council is planning to hike rates again this year. Taxpayers Union Policy and Public Affairs Manager James Ross says the average district council rates hike this year is over 14%, and these double-digit tax hikes are quickly becoming the norm. He says Kiwi families have been getting more and more strapped for cash. And if you're wondering why, then look no further. He's with us now. So what do you hope will come out of the information that people will get from using your dashboard, James?
Well, we're hoping that it just helps people stay informed about what the councils are up to and how much of the money they're taking. This is all of the information in this dashboard is publicly available. It's all from the council's long-term plans that they've published themselves, but frankly, no one has the time to go and trawl through that by themselves. So we've collated that. We've put it all in one easy place so that people can look at what they're being charged by their council, and they can compare it to their neighbours and compare it to other cities, and they can work out whether they think they're getting a fair deal. And I imagine most of them will look at the numbers and think, actually, that's not a fair deal.
So do you think councils are delivering enough value? You don't, obviously, by that statement, you don't think that to justify these rates rises?
No, look, when you're seeing these sort of double-digit rate hikes year on year, if you were getting these massive increases in services, you might be able to justify that. But the facts are you're not. If anything, a lot of services are getting worse at the local government level, and yet you're seeing huge spending on these gold-plated pet projects and these nice-to-haves, while core services keep getting worse and worse, and people are paying more and more for the privilege.
Interesting, isn't it? The smallest increase from the Far North District Council at 4.5%. So what have they done right?
It's one of those things where I think it really comes down to having reactive and responsive councillors and officers and people who value ratepayers' money at the end of the day. It's not wasting huge amounts of money on these ludicrous pet projects, and it's making a genuine concerted effort to keep rates manageable and keeping them to sort of at or below the level of inflation.
Paula, have you got some ideas?
Yeah, it's tricky again, isn't it, in the sense that we're all, as residents, ratepayers, whatever, demanding more from our local bodies. We're always complaining about infrastructure and other services, which cost money, right? So the councils are facing the same rises in terms of the costs of things as we are as consumers. So is it not justified for there to be some rates rises?
Some rates rises for increases in access to decent infrastructure, that would of course be justifiable. But when you're looking at, to use my home council as an example, when you're looking at Wellington, where you've got a council that's spending up to $329 million on a town hall, and it's spending hundreds of millions on tearing up car parks and putting in cycleways that, if anything, are going to make life harder for people. It's things like that we really need to be looking hard at and thinking, is that value for money? Do I think I'm getting a good service from my council? I think most people would say, actually, no, I don't want to be paying 14% rate rises for that.